And we are back. Welcome to Ku5ogrande. I see one or two other people just did a registration in order to get the game. If you play through the tutorial, then it counts for the sponsorship. In general, they're wanting to hit at least 25 people grabbing it, but if we get up to 100, then essentially I don't have to worry about paying for prizes anymore. So yeah, don't worry. I told them this is a bad video game tournament, and they said okay. Yeah, they have been extremely kind and honestly have been extremely helpful. So honestly, you know, I just thank you so much for being willing to sponsor us. Let's go ahead and take a look then at our next GM, because guess what? We've got 3 more matches. Who could our GM be? Well, you know what? I saw them in chat. I saw them talking about this. Let's go ahead and bring him on in. Mike Uyama. Mr. Uyama. Ooh, let's see if we could get any spoilers about the AGDQ game list. No, there's no way. No, he will keep his lips zip tight. I know you will, Mike. Hello there.
Okay, so spoiler for the AGDQ game list, there are games on.
Oh, no! Is there going to be fun, though?
I mean, it's a GDQ, so you know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we learned yesterday that Blasphemous Roar also doesn't allow fun, and so we're thinking of replacing you with him.
Okay, I haven't been that active recently. I'll accept it.
Okay, yeah. Enjoy retirement, Mike. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see that, you know, and even if I don't have anything in, it's always fun to see if there's going to be a bad game block and what games are going to be in it. I don't know. I'm always excited when...
Well, okay, here's another spoiler. There is going to be awful games. There you go. There is an awful games block. So I know, I'm going really crazy on the spoilers.
There will be an... Oh, Mike, you just confirmed my greatest hopes, okay? That's really all I needed in my life. And even if I'm not playing in it, I will certainly watch.
Okay.
Well, okay. So we have a game today that I don't think was submitted.
That is correct. So I was actually going to have a completely original, never before seen Ku5ogrande game.
Yep.
But it turns out it was vetoed, which was kind of shocking because someone actually watched the game. They hadn't played it, but they watched it, and that's enough of a spoiler. So we're going back to the game that was back in Ku5 3. And no, it's not Baby's Day, Baby Games Done Quick, so no Baby's Day out here. But it is...
What is it?
It is the not Hope to No Ken game.
Oh,
Last Battle.
Last Battle. Look at that graphic.
I like how that's pretty obviously ripped off from probably like some Jean-Claude Van Damme movie or something like that.
Yeah,
like, it really has to be. It's way too much of a resemblance.
See, I've got anime blocked whenever I go and look on Steam, so if this managed to be on Steam, I think they got enough anime removed that it wouldn't be blocked for me. They knew their audience, okay? Very much me.
Very much me.
I don't know. Anime's okay, but I know that when they ported this, they were like, Americans, we gotta make it for Americans, okay?
Yeah, I mean, this is back in the 80s, and whether it's true or not, they thought that anything anime related would seem too foreign or just out of place to Americans, so that's why instead of Kenshiro, they went with Arzak.
My name's Arzak. Honestly, I think Arzak is a worse name.
Yes, it is a much worse name.
Like,
and also, to really just make it so that it wasn't Fist of the North Star 2, they just recolored all the enemy sprites. Not all the enemy sprites, but all the boss sprites. I don't really know why, but they did.
Well, good.
But other than that, and the lack of blood in this version, it's the exact same game as the Japanese version. I think the Japanese version is maybe slightly slower just because of the blood effects.
Okay.
And that makes some of the, killing some of the bosses a little slower. But other than that, there's no differences and there's no like gameplay differences or anything.
Gotcha. That's good to know. At least there was a nasty habit of people making games a lot easier for the American audience. I'm glad they didn't go that route.
I think that's mostly true for RPGs in like early NES games, because around the 90s, I would say that mostly it was North American games being harder, like Battletoads, Ninja Gaiden 3, etc.
Yeah, you're somewhat right there. Was Ninja Gaiden made in the US?
No, it was made in Japan, but they made it harder on the US release. I can't remember all the differences, but I think one of them is that you take more damage in the US release.
Okay, okay, there. You set? I'm checking right now to see if the players are set and good to go. Maybe if I restart the timer, that'll be good. Whatever, we're starting at the hour, and then we're just going forever. Because, yeah, we only stop when we hit the hour mark, and if we're past it, then we'll never end.
Oh, wow. Then maybe someone will beat the game. Yeah, apparently Liz Star played this recently and she beat it. So she probably didn't have positive things to say about it because she, A, hates beat 'em ups, and B, this is a bad beat 'em up.
So, Mike, we need them to spam emotes. What emotes would you suggest? I'm doing the countdown.
Punches. Kicks.
Yeah.
If you're a Macaw subscriber, you can definitely put in some big dudes in the chat. Like, I don't know, I guess Rambo or Schwarzenegger or something like that.
No anime allowed.
No anime allowed for this totally not anime game.
Yeah, this totally isn't JoJo. I mean, Fist of the North Star. Whatever, they're the same, right?
I mean,
I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
I mean, I'm sure to someone from Utah, they're one and the same.
Aha!
That wouldn't shock me so I've never really watched JoJo's, but that wouldn't shock me if JoJo started as a Fist fanfic, because it definitely has some striking similarities.
I want you to meet Alyssa. Now I have the look of a hero. I don't know what that means. Talking about Alyssa and then he's a hero. Zach, don't be a hero.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Bat and Lynn, who are like kind of the Ken's like child companion to the first Fist of the North Star, and then like in this one, Lynn is basically just a damsel in distress.
I love how the music in this is just the sleepiest action music that exists.
It really is. It's so weird and out of place, and like so usually Genesis music is like really amazing, like Subterranea or the Streets of Rage games, or the Sonic games, or it's like ear bleeding, electro farts, that sort of thing. But like this game manages to do the nearly impossible, and that is, it is just completely mediocre music.
Yeah, for the Genesis, like, it's not, there's some music that's sort of okay, like this one that Juna is in. It's got some, some boops and some beeps, but this is about as electro farty as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say the sounds are probably more electro farty than like the music. Oh, and so Friskator is in a dungeon. And the dungeons in this game are kind of stupid because they're the only place in the game that you can actually move faster. And it's completely unintuitive how you do it, which is why Friskator has not figured it out yet. Oh, Friskator did a little bit.
Figured it out. Yeah, we've got the jumping.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, what you have to do is that you have to jump in, but it's a neutral jump, and then you move. If you just do a forward jump or a backward jump, you will just go at the same speed.
I think
and they will try to do this in the other sections, and it just doesn't work. So the game let you move more quickly because it knew it was slug slow, but for some reason they only thought this was an issue in the dungeons and not, throughout the entire game.
By the way, these different garages that you're seeing pop up, those fights that appear actually let you restore health. So even though they seem really stupid, because they are, it still helps to go in them whenever you can.
And there are ways to exploit that. I don't think in this dungeon so much, but in other dungeons where if you can transfer between floors, the door triggers will reset, so you can just farm health if you need it.
Yeah.
And also farm power, which is really
played
important.
This. You made my sister play this.
I did. She did not like it.
No, she didn't. Oh my gosh, the axes, they're so good.
I know. I mean, the best part about this game is the combos. You don't have any combos, but the inanimate objects have plenty of combos against you.
So I remember, this round is not another platformer. There is some very minor platforming, but honestly, by any definition, this is a beat 'em up.
It's really more of a beat 'em up. I mean, there is a bit of platforming in the dungeon sections, but that's the only platforming, and it's primarily fighting. This was also like
how many
the
vetoes
fifth
they
game
gave.
that I was going to use, so the options are getting a little slim, not gonna lie. The music composer is credited as Booty. Well, it's kind of fitting for this game.
Booty? Oh, I like Booty.
I think lots of people like Booty.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I told you, Mike. Last night I dreamed I got butt surgery.
For what? Like what kind of butt surgery?
I'm not going into that, okay? It's weird.
Okay, that's fair. It's a PG stream, I get it.
I mean, although we had more awkward conversations than that yesterday, but still. It was my dream and it was my butt, and I don't want to talk about the particulars.
That's fair. I mean, your butt, it's your business.
Ku5ogrande, your butt is your business.
Exactly. So yeah, Ku5ogrande is just kind of struggling through the dungeon for the first time because they don't know where they're going, and that's pretty typical. And the traps do a fair amount of damage, as you can see. I did tell the players there is a continue code. However, I did also tell them that the continue code only tracks per stage and not per level or screen. So it's not gonna really matter until one of them makes it to stage 2, which I think at least one of them will. Juna, unfortunately, encountered the infinite combo in the game, which fortunately wasn't infinite because it's just the flames, but if you get sandwiched in between two objects that can attack you, and they're perfectly spaced, you will die.
Now, I do want people to know that this game came out the same year as Baby Boomer, which we just had. I would say that one of them might be a little bit higher quality. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Ooh,
I mean, to be fair,
this
game has good graphics, but yeah, Ku5ogrande, you can't really be. There's only a couple of bosses you can be aggressive with in this game. Most of the bosses, you're going to have to bait out their attacks and then hit them.
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and do a refresh later on when we're getting further into the match. I know that we had some buffering on both of the screens, so don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyway, it is worth noting that Juna has powered up. So
yes.
He's going to do a lot more damage. His attacks are way better now, and his jump kick is much better. And that is important because if you don't fight the boss, if you fight the boss and you're not powered up, you will struggle very hard.
Oh, yeah.
However, Juna's probably still going to get his butt kicked because, the boss just throws projectiles at you and then also does this invincible fist attack that is probably going to hit him too once he starts figuring out this boss. And basically, you just kind of want the boss to leap into your punches. Yep. That's the invincible fist attack I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ku5ogrande is doing an interesting approach, which is walking ahead of all of the enemies that are behind them. And that is okay, but the problem is you don't really get powered up doing that.
True. So I'm taking a look. The person who worked on the design for this, it appears this was his first game. He later went on to produce Resident Evil.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the designer of this game. He also designed Coca-Cola Kid, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. He was the director for that.
Those are good games.
Yeah, let's see. The Lost World Jurassic Park, 97. Batman Returns, that might not be as good. Axe Battler, A Legend of Golden Axe, huh?
Oh, that's that bad Game Gear Golden Axe RPG-like game.
I believe so. Yeah, it's like, honestly, there were some people who early on in their career helped out with some of the games, and you can't really judge somebody by the very first game that they worked on. It's an introduction. They're here. Yeah, and honestly, the design isn't too flawed, except for the level design.
I mean, we found out that one anti-drinking Dutch game that Jeff gave out a while ago. Like, one of the programmers or producers went on to, be ahead for Horizon Zero Dawn. So, there's hope for everyone.
I mean, hey, if the government or whoever commissioned the game about drunk driving, you're happy with it, you did your job.
Exactly. You gotta pay the bill somehow.
Maybe they just made people like going through Alcoholics Anonymous or something. They made them play that game. They're like, this is your job, okay? Court ordered. You're playing this really bad video game.
I mean, I think you were one of the players in that match, so.
Oh yeah, Zephylo, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to never play this game again, you've got to stop drinking.
Okay. Or do you think playing the game would lead you to drink?
A little bit of both. I mean, okay, if you're already drinking, you'll stop, and if you're not drinking, you'll start. Okay, it just switches. Flips the switch, on, off, on, off. Okay, so Juna has a life up and is actually going through the dungeon, getting a good amount of health. Now, the power gauge goes up based off of the enemies that you killed, so it's actually really important to kill enemies when you get the chance.
Yes.
Because if not, if you get to the boss and you're not powered up, you are toast. Okay, and not like normal toast, okay? It's like toast that...
burnt toast.
Yeah, that one.
The one that people don't want. So the only time I've seen the boss, someone kill the boss without being powered up was when I watched a tool-assisted run of this game a very long time ago. Because if you're not powered up on the first boss, you can't even jump over his fireballs.
Oh, you're so
this guy sucks to fight.
Oh,
yeah.
Green guy with the orb. He is.
Yeah. So there's a pattern to those orbs, but you just have to memorize it. And so Crusader was tricked because the first orb you have to jump over, and the second orb is an anti-air orb, so you just kind of stay there.
Also, Essential, I'll go ahead and recommend don't play the anti-drunk driving game, and that's not because it'll cause you to start to drink. That would be bad as well, but just it's unplayable. So how are we judging progress? Is it based off of who deals the most damage to the boss in this area, who gets the closest to the next boss?
It depends, but if they're on the same boss, then yes, it would be whoever does the most damage to the boss. Okay. But there are clear points of progress, and Juna has hit it because the only real point of progress in this stage is getting to the boss.
Oh yeah.
So Juna is ahead, and on top of that, he's aware of powering up, and has a good strategy on how to do it. Unfortunately, he is taking a bit of damage here, but it's not too much. Oh, another advantage of being powered up is I think you take less damage. So there's a lot of advantages to being powered up.
Yep. It's always good. Punch these dudes in the nose, Crusader, yeah. I mean, the weapons look scary, but honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody take damage on the guys in the garages.
Yeah, they don't really. I think they stab you with their spears eventually. Like if you let them, like if you give them a good second to do it. Oh, Juna's still not powered up, which is a bit of an issue because that means he's going to fight this guy. And if you don't know how to fight this guy, you're probably going to die.
Orbs.
Yeah, the orbs.
Like, seriously, this fight is so comedic.
I know. Like, the thing is, if you were to quote unquote speedrun this game, you would actually take that route because it's much shorter than the dungeon. And you can power up just by taking a little longer in one of the ordinary stages. Because the only thing that prevents you from leeching is the timer.
Oh, scary.
Or I guess from making more enemy spawns and then you punch them a bunch. And yes, the green dude has a very specific pattern. And that's why I would recommend the dungeon for the players. Not that I told them in this match, just because even though it's longer, it's much safer and more reliable.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I think the players, will just start to get an idea fairly soon of how difficult the bosses are besides the first one, who is still a little bit difficult. And if they manage to keep that in their heads and, just keep trying to gain more power before facing any of the bosses, that will be extremely helpful.
Yep.
And yeah, the health restore at the end of the dungeon, that's huge. Yeah.
You just want a route that reliably gets you powered up for the boss. And fortunately, the dungeon's pretty long, so that's pretty easy to do. And as you said, getting all your health back is huge because outside of certain checkpoints, like the dungeon, the only time that you really get that is in between stages.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I just saw that one of the people who worked on this, I believe, is the art director, Naoto Oshima, actually worked as the executive producer, one of the executive producers for Blue Dragon, the RPG, I believe, that has the best Nobuo Uematsu song. It's amazing.
Yeah, the one by that purple, deep purple singer.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Yeah, that's interesting because Blue Dragon was specifically created to try to draw in people to buy the Xbox 360. And to their credit, Microsoft tried really hard to bring in Japanese people to buy the 360, but it still didn't work. And so ever since then, they just haven't tried.
I did forget.
Which I don't blame them for, because they tried so hard with the 360.
I did neglect to say that the artist for this game was later the creator of Sonic, known from the video game Sonic the Hedgehog. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not as credited as much as Yuji Naka, but he did have a very important part in creating Sonic.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's just so cool to see all of these people who worked on games that have become extremely epic.
Yep.
Yasushi Yamaguchi was the character designer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and also worked on Kid Chameleon, Sonic CD, the Guilty Gear X games, Tekken 7, I suppose.
Tekken 7, you suppose?
Well, I don't know if that's a good one. Did design for Phantasy Star 2. Honestly, it's kind of an all-star crew that worked on this game.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very early Mega Drive or Genesis game. I don't know if this was a launch title in Japan, but it definitely came out the launch year in Japan.
As a launch title for the Genesis, this probably would have been fairly interesting. Yeah, it is a little bit bland and slow in some cases at some points, but I don't think it would have necessarily been bad for the time.
I can see that. I mean, it has really big, well-detailed sprites, which was kind of showing off the Genesis's power, you know, compared to the NES and the, I guess in Japan, the PC engine. And, you know, like the controls aren't bad. It's just like the game just is really cruel and unforgiving because it's not really that long once you know what to do. So they just had to make it really dumb and hard.
True. So the story of Last Battle can actually be found on the arcade version. Arzak, the hero who once rescued the world from the nefarious power, is now in the last battle against the 3 evil warriors. Defeat them by using the secret martial art and restore peace. Yeah, you have to use the secret one, okay?
Yeah, the secret one, not all those publicly known ones like judo and karate. And
yeah, no. This is like, the secret karate.
Secret karate. I mean, that's probably about the extent of the creativity of translation use. So, by the way, you see how all the, text and sentences in this game are pretty basic. To be honest, aside from obviously the story being changed to not being Fist of the North Star, the translation is faithful to the Japanese version. The Japanese version is also quite simplistic in its text.
But I remember you saying that it sort of made more sense for it to be that simplistic in Japanese. Whereas in English, it's like, what's the matter? I want to be a hero. Like, that doesn't... Or
yeah,
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I probably, but some of this stuff just makes less sense because it doesn't have the context of Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, that makes sense. In context, it's still really brief, but might make more sense. Okay.
So Liz, I know on your Genesis quest, if you're still here, you rate every game on a scale of 1 to 10. I know you really hate beat 'em ups, so what did you rate this game? I'm really curious.
The axes got Ku5ogrande.
Yeah, the axe combos are real.
How do the axes keep flying in the air like that?
A lot of axe throwers. Okay, Juna has more health. The trick to this guy is kind of just to let him hop towards you and then punch him.
Yeah, and don't be near him when he does the punch.
Although Juna's doing okay, except, he was near him when he did the punch.
Yeah, if you see him charging up, just get away.
Okay, he has to punch him to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how Fist of the North Star works. He does the, what? And then the Hyakuretsuken, but if he's not familiar with Fist of the North Star, and it was mentioned because the only thing Ku5ogrande knew about this game was that it's a Fist of the North Star recolor. So but if he's not familiar with that lore, then he doesn't know that he needs to punch the boss to finish.
So one of the rare cases where knowing anime makes sense helps you. Yeah,
makes sense is a little strong, bro.
Well, most of the time, knowing anime is actually bad for you, but in this case, it's helpful. One of the rare cases.
Oh, Liz didn't know about the continue code, I guess.
Oh, Liz didn't like this one, huh?
I mean, she hates beat 'em ups, and this is not a good beat 'em up, so. And actually, the translation is not awful. It's just really that simple.
Oh, I'm so glad that nobody told Liz about the continues.
It's funny because it's the first code you can see in Game Epic is. And it might be mentioned in the manual. I'm not 100% sure. I did give them the manual, and I did tell them about the continue code. So if they don't continue after beating the boss, that's on them.
Let me take a look. I'll see if I can find this. Okay, the US manual. Oh, with that beautiful box art on it. He's got the tightest jeans on while fighting in this box art.
I mean, didn't Jean-Claude Van Damme have tight jeans on when he was fighting dudes in 80s movies?
I mean, I would.
I mean, I'm just really wondering what picture they took from action movie, or like, and I'm 99% sure it's Jean-Claude Van Damme because it has a striking resemblance to him on that cover. And it's just like what they took that from, because it's pretty obvious. Maybe they didn't trace it, but they definitely took some influence from it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm aware of the anime licensed game for the Mega Drive's launch. It is not a good game, and I will say this safely: it won't be in Ku5ogrande. Not just because it's short, but because it has some really dated, offensive depictions of certain peoples.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, I don't actually see the password code in here. So,
okay.
Yeah, maybe there was no way for Liz to know. Aw,
Yeah.
Sorry, Liz. Okay, in that case, I'm crying for you. Ah. I love that there are descriptions of the various characters in this game. For example, Sophia, the Empress behind the Empire. No one knows where she dominates from. But Alyssa is rumored to know the secret because Sophia is Alyssa's mother. What? Okay, that was half about Alyssa and half about Sophia. Okay, how about Jerry, a bounty hunter with a taste for vengeance? The father of Anne, he has joined the ranks of Arzak. Anne is Jerry's daughter. Okay, Louisa is a friend of Jerry who lives in quote-unquote quiet village, where she takes care of Anne. Sinara, the only woman in the ultimate land with a kind heart.
Oh, it's really funny because it's like they're not. This is pretty much directly translated from like Fist of the North Star. Oh, unfortunately, Crusader fought the boss unpowered up and got the biggest beating.
Well, it happens.
But yeah, so yeah, that's basically taking the little bios from Fist of the North Star, and then there's just no Fist of the North Star context. So it's just like really like just what?
Yeah. I love that the main character has the shortest description in the manual. It says Arzak, our hero. There you go.
Our hero. I mean, he is the protagonist of the game, and I guess technically that makes him the hero.
Yeah, there's Daredevil, the boss of the pirates. He is Rob's father. Like, everybody is everybody's father, daughter, something in this game.
Yeah. The thing about Fist of the North Star too is that there's a lot of blood relation stuff and stuff like that. But basically, at some point, someone's related to someone, even if they just appear out of the blue. And it's honestly much worse than Fist of the North Star one.
Yeah, I do love the parallax though in the background. Like it's I'm looking at Crusader's screen and it's not really needed, but it adds just a nice tiny enjoyable effect, I'd say, for this game.
Yeah.
Like, there are small things that I like about the graphics. Yeah, the dungeons are gross poop brown, but whatever. Like, you can...
It's a dungeon.
Yeah, you can differentiate between the background and the character. Nothing really gets lost in the art, and there's still a decent amount of design without making you get lost. It's not muddied up, even though it looks like mud.
Yeah, I mean, the dungeons, they're definitely labyrinthine and maze-like, but you can distinguish them enough that you can figure out a path through them once you've played the game enough.
Yep.
Another thing that's worth mentioning is that, as you can see, you can push the power bar past to where the threshold is, and that will actually carry over into the next stage, which is really helpful for powering up in the next stage. However, you kind of lose all that if you game over in the next stage, which is pretty likely.
You have to build it back up, and honestly, I don't like. It takes a lot of fighting to get to the second power mark. You see the little white ticks above the power bar. That's when you end up powering up.
Yeah, so that second tick is for the second stage, and there is a limit to how much you can power up in the first stage. Like, you can't push it all the way to the second tick so that, you know, you're powered up immediately in the second stage. I think Juna is right at the.
By the way, do you know what they call the red part of the power gauge? Because, yeah, they named that part. They call it the red lamp of the power gauge. And when you increase your score, it begins to grow in length. When the lamp reaches the required white mark, Arzak's power is increased. When Arzak's power increases, the condition of his body changes. He beefs up. He beefs up.
Wrong.
And so does the power of his attack methods. Now he will also suffer less damage from the enemy. This increase in power is canceled at the completion of each chapter, and he will return to his original condition.
Condition. When they say condition, it sounds like he has a rash or something.
I know, right?
It doesn't sound like, you know, he's like powering up. It sounds like, oh, you've got this condition.
Yeah. Labyrinth. There's one labyrinth to enter during each chapter. Here, you can gain points and power with no time limit attached. To enter Labyrinth, you must satisfy the conditions of the chapter. If entrance to the labyrinth is blocked, visit a new area to earn more points and power, and then return to the labyrinth entrance for another try.
Okay.
Boss time.
Okay, Juna, you gotta jump over those.
Just gotta figure out the punch.
Juna just trades hits and doesn't get hit by that.
Oh, a Crusader, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. Oh no. Yeah, you take more damage when you're not powered up too. Okay, Juna, you gotta punch. You gotta punch. Oh, close.
So close. Oh, got a fireball
this
to
is
the
close.
face.
Punch. He got it!
Yes! Juna has finished. For Duke, I will fight to the end. Okay, Sid. What kind of being is Duke? Lizstar is here now. I don't know if Lizstar knew that there continues in this game. I just want to see her reaction to knowing that.
Yeah. So you can only continue per stage, but yeah.
Oh.
So Juna's at the first continue point.
Yeah, still beating the game without continues. That's pretty dang impressive. Is everybody... Are they both paused?
They both paused.
I'll refresh.
I think they both paused. I think it's because my suggestion is to look at the manual because someone asked a question because I'm not going to answer for them.
Yeah, they're both paused.
Yep, they're both paused. All right.
I mean, I think that's a pro strat that some people don't try sometimes.
Exactly.
Take a step away from the game and just do a little bit of reading. That can help you with a lot of anguish and pain when it comes to Ku5ogrande.
Juna doesn't need to read the manual. He's doing fine. But, like, he probably thought that applied to him, too.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I'm just suggesting to Crusader because I think it's the only way they're going to be aware of powering up in this game.
Oh, the manual actually says what the secret martial art is.
Oh, what is it?
Jet Kwon Do.
Jet Kwon Do. Yeah, that's it. Which is so stupid because it's like, why can't it just be Hokuto Shinken or
And then
I think that's like the Holy Star or not the Holy Star. The God's Fist of the North Star. Yep, the arrow in the back. Well, fortunately, Juna does have the continue code, so hopefully he's holding it down all three buttons and hitting start a lot.
One of the evil people in the game is named Gross. FYI.
Oh, he chose chapter 1, unfortunately.
Oh no!
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot that the game defaults to chapter 1.
No! Oh, well, that's okay. Juna is still in the lead.
I think if he resets, it's like a hard reset too, so it'll lose his progress, so he has to like game over and try it again.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to Juna. And you're saying that Juna did it correctly. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, Juna's wondering, like, it's supposed to work, right? Like,
why are password bosses always so hard?
they are very difficult.
Like, Baby
Now the thing
Boomer
is,
was
Juna
definitely.
still has a big lead over Chris Gator, but
yeah.
this does give Chris Gator the chance to catch up, especially if Chris Gator figures out how to power up.
Yeah, Crusader has not powered up yet, and
that's really
huge...
what's defeating them.
Yeah. Now remember, everybody, somebody is being eliminated from this match. Whoever comes in last.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that it defaults on the first chapter for some stupid reason. So, yeah, I mean, that's not really my problem. I gave them the code. At least they did it.
Wow, Mike, you're...
It's been a while since I played this game, so I didn't remember that part.
I think Juna is still just confused because they're like, you told me I was supposed to be holding it after I died, and you said you did, and that's all the information you gave.
Like he did it correctly. Now, I think what he could have done is that he could have taken a death, because I think if you reset in RetroArch, it's like a hard reset, so he loses all his progress. But he could have taken the game over, then tried the code again. But it's not my problem.
I'm just saying, yeah, I decided you did it correctly, but missed something after entering the code, just so that...
Yeah, that's fair. That's a little nicer than me.
Yeah, Mike, some of us have to be kind around here, okay?
Yeah, and that's none of us.
Ah, come on, a little pity. Tiny amount of pity.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I do feel a bit sorry for him, I won't lie, but it's just kind of funny too. So there you go. Maybe it was better that you didn't figure out the continue code, Liz, or else that could have happened to you. But yeah, like this exchange right here, it's exactly the same in Japanese. Like, except it's Kenshiro, like, save the world, and then there's like, and then he just says like, yeah, I'm the only one who can save the world.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, I'm the only one who can save the world. You better bow to me. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. What a jerk.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I missed you playing this, Liz, because I would have enjoyed seeing you suffer through this game a bit. Because this game is definitely not. Like, it's not the worst game, but it's definitely really simplistic and just really unfair.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. With that said, it's not the worst game that we've had. It's just there are a lot of parts that... Like, the dungeons and the walking areas are so easy compared to the boss fights.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating, I don't know, to have to go back and go through the really slow parts just to get absolutely destroyed.
And I think what's so annoying is that you can move quickly in the dungeons, but nowhere else. So the developers knew that their game was slow. They just didn't really care to let you move fast, except in the dungeons.
Oh, yeah.
And, there's combo axes, combo arrows, in pretty much all the dungeons.
Oh my gosh, they get even worse later on. Like, we haven't even seen the worst of the combos, but they're beautiful.
Yeah. They are. There is a boss much later in the game. I think it's technically the dude named Gross in this version.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's your true brother Hyo in like the in
Well,
the true lore.
most people's brothers
anyway,
are gross, you know.
Yeah, that's true. you know, boys are gross. They have cooties and stuff. But anyway, he has this attack that he can just pretty much pull out at any time, where he just does his own like Ku5ogrande can, and it covers like half the screen. And if you get hit by it, you pretty much lose half your health. And that's if you're powered up. I mean, if you're not powered up, then you just pretty much die.
Justin,
oh no, Ku5ogande's fighting the boss unpowered up, which means they can't dodge the fireballs. Yeah, they're less. Yeah.
Yeah, pizza and last battle. This is like the best day ever.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Turtles quote, Justin.
But yeah, basically, like, the pain points of this game are how you can get comboed by traps and the bosses. Some of the bosses are pretty easy.
Yeah.
But most of them are really cheap. Even if you learn their gimmick.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
So Izzy the Penguin, you say that the last boss is easier than the second to last, but in my Big Bad Gameathon run from, I think it was 2018, I actually game overed on the last boss twice and Mercy killed him. Because the last boss is still very random, and if you get really unlucky, he can just do a bunch of really fast slaps on you, because he can basically do the E-Honda 100 hand slap, and if you just get slapped by those a bunch, there's not really a whole lot you can do.
True. I'm glad that the boss that Ku5ogande's fighting, you know, we've seen this guy a few times, but we haven't really seen him E-Honda before.
Oh, no, he's done some Supermans right there. But
okay.
yeah, no, the guy who does the E-Honda hand slaps is the final boss, and he is he's a jerk. It's really just about as much RNG as there is skill, whether you beat him or not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a little bit rough to have a final boss whose main mechanic is being unpredictable.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh no, Juna, you can get through this. Oh no! I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a glass of water.
Yes, water. I like that stuff. Okay, it looks like Juna is currently trying to beat this boss again, doing okay-ish, I suppose, you know, taking a little bit of damage. Just do not get hit by the invincible, whatever, this one. Oh,
yeah, that one that he's always getting hit by.
However,
okay,
this
he has good strat. Enough. He has good strat. Okay. Oh no!
No! Oh, it was so close.
That just sucked. I wonder if Juno will try to continue right now, because if he continues, I think he can go to chapter. Yep. He's probably really mad right now.
There we go, chapter 2. Punch.
Okay. He keeps his progress that he temporarily lost.
Yeah, Juno luckily doesn't appear to be too angry in Discord, just saying, okay. Yeah, there we go. It's... honestly, Juna is still in the lead, so it's not a huge deal. Everybody, you know, ends up facing their own personal demons in this, and sometimes continuing is a demon. An interpersonal demon. Everybody has that demon. Oh my gosh, Ku5ogrande is powered up!
Yeah. So Crusader has I don't think purposely, but they finally figured it. And I think they're probably going to be a bit frustrated because this game definitely has not been meshing with them well. And I don't think there's a whole lot of time left, maybe about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're down to about 17 minutes left. There's still plenty of time for Crusader to get to the boss, kill him, and catch up to Juna. However, Crusader does need to learn how to kill the boss, which, considering that he hasn't really had a good fight against the boss yet, that could be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, because unfortunately, if you're just fighting the boss unpowered up, you just get hit by everything, and you're not really learning that much. Although maybe they'll figure out just to jump over the fireball now that they've seen it, clobber them so much. All right, so basically the trick to this stage is that you just go all the way to the right, and then you'll fight a boss, and then after you fight that boss, you will encounter a dungeon, and then you need to go to the bottom.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, June is like what they're doing right now, just fighting the enemies on screen. I think that is fine. It's you just want to be able to power up, and honestly, killing pretty much everything if you have to do a continue is pretty necessary, is what I'd say.
I don't know why Crusader didn't just go directly to the boss. There's no advantage doing this.
I think Crusader might be going to the green guy.
The green guy does nothing except refill a bit of your health after you.
Yeah, but there's no way to know.
True, I didn't tell them anything. I just gave them the manual and went here. And the continue code. All right, so this Juna's gonna run into a problem, and that is he's gonna fight the boss, but not powered up.
Oh yeah, this is not gonna last long at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh! There we go. See, I told you, Mike. We've got green guy.
Okay, well, we're gonna see the green guy fight. Fortunately, Crusader has powered up form, so they're gonna take a lot less damage.
Oh, thank goodness! Yeah,
they have to get in hits, and that's a little hard against this guy. I'm not even being facetious.
He exploded.
This guy, if he spits, he's pretty much invincible, and you can't hit him.
I love that, Mike. Oh no, Crusader did not mean to go into this area, it looks like, but too bad.
Okay.
What are you doing, Crusader? Guys are just jumping on your head and throwing knives and crap.
So generally the best thing to do when you're powered up is just to kick a lot, because your jump kick has a really good hitbox.
Yeah, jump kick is really good. Okay, Juna just punching the blushing man. Sunburn man. Maybe, he's been outside too long. It's the last battle, and he just can't find his home anymore.
Yeah.
Stuck outside. Oh man, that's what I look like after going to the beach, okay? I'd gotten to the point where I was seriously glowing one time. It hurt to lay down in bed for a month. My back was so burned.
Oof.
Yeah.
I fortunately have never been sunburned, or at least sunburned too badly. Unfortunately, Crusader went so far inside the hitbox of that move, they got hit twice and died. And that move does a lot of damage, even if you are powered up.
Mm-hmm.
There is still time for one last push for Crusader. In theory, they can catch up. But it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think it's still possible. Crusader, I think, might be reading a little bit more of the manual. Grimora, why are you defending this game? Grimora in chat saying, why is one of the best games being played on Ku5ogrande?
I mean, isn't that Baby Boomer, since you actually like that game, Bro Sencha?
I'd rather play Baby Boomer than play this.
There you go.
I gotta be honest here. Yeah.
Officially better than last battle.
It's got
Hopefully
better music.
back before the boss. Just to get a power-up. Oh no.
Nope.
Oh, Juno, why are you doing this? Is it... I don't... So you can just jump kick this boss a lot if you're powered up. You can't really jump kick this boss if you're not powered up, because the jump kick box when you're not powered up is significantly worse than when you are powered up.
Oh, Juna died.
Yeah, so I think if what Juna should do is go left, then go right, and then he'll be powered up to the boss.
Oh no, Ku5ogrande.
Oh no.
Ku5ogrande is saying in the match chat, I give up, this game broke me. I'm letting Ku5ogrande know, though, that there's enough time for one more push.
Yes, there is time for one more.
No, don't give up. Please, there is still time. But
Yeah,
honestly,
10
you know,
minutes.
Grimora, apparently the best game in the world, broke somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, huh? Ku5ogrande is doing one last push as they said in Discord, gonna do his best to make one last attempt at beating the boss. And yeah, I think, like, technically Ku5ogrande could still have a comeback and be victorious here.
If you know the dungeon well enough, it won't take too long. The big thing is just getting powered up before the boss.
You just need to punch everybody, okay? Punch everybody in the face.
Yep. And they're doing that, which is good.
Yeah, this game is definitely not what I would consider a good game. Like, there's some decent aspects to it, and I would say that, yeah, it's got some fun ideas. I actually really like that each boss is fairly different from each other boss, you know, and that's where the main gameplay style. It's just there's too much downtime between the extremely difficult sections.
Yeah, there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of cheap hits. Like, there's nothing wrong with the game controls-wise. Like, the controls are perfectly fine. It's just... And also, your movement being so slow, and it wouldn't be so bad if you couldn't move faster in the dungeons, but you can move faster in the dungeons. Juna? Oh, I know what Juna's trying to do. Don't go right. Oh, no! You went right! Okay, go left after this, Juna. Go left.
Juna might. Please go left. Yeah, there we go.
Yes! Good. You really need to power up before the boss. Because the boss, if you know what to do, is pretty trivial. But since Juno was jump kicking the last boss a lot, I think he'll kill the boss fairly quickly because he'll just try to jump kick the boss a lot, and you can actually combo the boss to death and then punch him.
Now, let me just say, let me spell out how Ku5ogrande wins with 8 minutes left. If Ku5ogrande does take a victory, power up before the boss, kill the boss, and then when you move on, you actually have more of the power up than Juna starts with, which means that Ku5ogrande could theoretically get to the boss of the area, and be powered up by that point. And if so, that could put Ku5ogrande into a victory position.
Yeah, if Ku5ogrande lands one hit on the second boss.
Unfortunately, Ku5ogrande is talking to Louisa. Louisa!
Oh no.
Well, she increases defensive power, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's already been increased. I think Ku5ograde's I think I know what Crusader's trying to do. They're trying to power up before the green guy and then go straight to the boss, which is actually a smart play because the dungeon's just going to take too long.
Do you have to go through the dungeon?
You do not have to go through the dungeon, but the only way to skip the dungeon is to go through the green guy. Which is why in a match I would suggest going through the dungeon because it's much easier and you get a full restore.
Oh yeah. Okay, Crusader's in the dungeon.
Oh, well, never mind then. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's going to be real tough.
I tend to agree with you. If Crusader goes straight to the boss after this, it still is within the realm of possibility. If Crusader chooses a different direction after the dungeon, then it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I still love the falling daggers. Like, what a good trap. Somebody duct tape some knives to the ceiling.
Yeah, some really flimsy knives that, upon the slightest shake.
I do love that they still deal damage to you if they're on the ground. Oh, Crusader, axe to the face, and the game paused for a second there. I'm going to do a refresh with 5 minutes left just to make sure that we have both of the players as caught up as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like Juna is on the boss, so let's see how he does.
I believe Juna is powered up. Yeah, look at those muscles.
Is he pausing?
Yes.
It's like, okay.
That's not the worst thing in the world. Honestly, I tend to not pause when I come to boss fights, and, you know, just being able to give yourself a second or two to process what you're seeing.
Whoa, what's that attack? I've never seen that before.
It was swirly ball attack.
Yeah. So ironically, Juna's doing the exact opposite thing you should do against the boss, which is you should just actually go full aggro on him.
Hey, Crusader, onto the boss here.
Yeah.
Got a jump kick in.
Got double hit again.
Oh, the double hit.
It's not hopeless, but it's going to be real tough.
It's possible. It's possible. Everybody, like the bullet shot.
Really close.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
Actually is game.
I don't think either player can really catch up to where they were before.
No.
Well, like even Juna.
Yeah, Juna, there's really not much time left.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and Mercy right now. That is time, everybody. We are calling it. The match is done.
There's really no significant progress that either player can make.
True. But this was a lot of fun to watch. Like, I don't like playing this game, but watching it is pretty okay.
I mean, I hate playing this game too. Usually for my Big Bad Game-a-thon games, I enjoy playing them. This was the one game that I did not enjoy playing, Big Bad Game-a-thon.
Oh, really?
And I did not care that I was mercy killed. I was like, fine, I don't have to play this again.
Didn't you submit this and think we were going to reject it?
Maybe.
Oh, Mike. Naive little Mike. Okay, I am currently inviting the players to come chat to see if they want to talk to us. Honestly, they both did pretty dang well. Like, this is not a trivial game, like, not at all.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially blind. Like, again, I had to be mercy killed at Big Bad Game-a-thon, and I knew how to play this game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm just waiting to see if they are joining. Juna's not even paying attention to us, so that's cool. Hello there, Crusader. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, I know, like, I'm worried a little bit for Mike's safety, but it's good to have you here.
I'm currently not sure whether this was worse than the worst game I have ever played in my life, which currently that title belongs to Elnak Nozaiho.
Wait, what was it?
What? Is that like a Polish game?
No, NES Japan exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah, just so you know, honestly, on the last attempt, there was still a chance that you could have taken the victory.
It would have been tight, but there was a chance as long as you were fast about it, because Juno was really struggling in stage 2.
Yeah, and honestly, if you go and let me go ahead and bring Juna in. Hello there, Juna.
Hello, Juno.
I think you're here. Well, you can go ahead and talk when you get things working. If you would have made it to the boss of stage 2, and I think even done 1 or 2 hits, you may have passed Juna. And honestly, it doesn't take too long to get there.
Juna never actually hit.
Okay, hi, I'm here.
Yes, welcome. Juna, congratulations. You managed to get through the first area and get to the boss of the second area. It's not very long to get to that boss at all. It's really fast. But he was kind of a jerk. He threw a lot of balls.
Oh, that guy was the actual boss, not going through the shit?
Yeah, that guy is the actual boss. So the way it works, you have to power for him. And here's the funny thing. If you just did what you did in the first boss, which was jump kick a lot, you would have actually just killed that boss, because you can combo him to death with jump kicks and then punch him. You do the opposite thing again on that boss from the first boss. You don't play defensive, you just go all out and just go aggro on him. I'd actually never seen that swirly ball attack before. That was pretty neat.
Mike speed runs this
How
game.
do you get a punch that off? I think I tried to punch some of the projectiles, since I can punch knives and arrows and axes out of midair, but
you just kind of jump over that and then just keep on jump kicking him. It's really dumb.
No, I mean to dodge that swirly ball attack.
Oh, I don't know how you dodge the swirly ball. I think if you actually let him do the swirly ball, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Then you just get it.
Yeah, we've never seen that attack. I've never seen it. Mike's never seen it. And Mike's the person who knows more about this game than literally anybody else.
Yeah. So Juna, did you enjoy how the continue code worked?
I was a little mad at first that when it did seemingly work there, but then all right, I guess.
Yeah, you entered it in at first, and then
you have to go through a capture select here. Oh,
Yeah. So Chris Gator, since you don't know, after you beat the first stage, you do have access to the continue code, but the game defaults you on chapter 1 and not chapter 2 when you use the continue code. So you actually have to select chapter 2 when you continue, or else you'll go back to the beginning of the game.
Yeah, Judo wasn't too happy about that. So, Crusader, I think you need to walk me through a little bit of this, because you say this may be one of the worst games you've ever played. What was so bad about it?
I think the 2 worst parts were that final boss, and also sometimes when enemies just launched at you, they just behaved like they have hyper armor. They jump at me, I punch them, they are seemingly not back, but they jump right back at me and combo me 3-4 times, then jump over me.
Yeah, the game is full of cheap hits.
Yeah, you can learn how to deal with them, but at the same time, the game, makes you go through all of these slow sections first, and then bam, you've got a few seconds on the boss, and then you're dead. And it's a little bit frustrating. I could feel that coming through there.
Yeah, so one thing that neither one of you really learned is that when the boss is winding up for its punch, he's completely invincible and just need to get away from him. If you try to do anything, you're just getting punched. And if you're close enough, then you get punched twice, which is even worse because it does a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I noticed that, but given how mobile are you?
Sorry, what was that at the end?
Well, I noticed that you can't damage boss when he's powering up, but given how mobile you are, I don't think moving away would do anything.
Yeah, you're probably... Well, you
it's
can
kind of
jump
like-
away from him, yeah.
You have to have a certain spacing against him. It's weird. Basically, the way you're kind of quote-unquote supposed to handle him is that you just kind of wait until he jumps towards you and then you punch him. That's it. Like, because he kind of does these hops, and you just wait until he jumps towards you. And with that spacing, you'll be able to get away from him in time when he decides to do the invincible punch.
But honestly,
I
who would have
noticed
guessed?
the
It's a
thing
bad
about the
game.
spacing. I noticed the thing about the spacing on my attempt that I won against the boss. Just because I jump kicking him a lot, I didn't really have time to dodge whenever he went up for a punch.
Yeah.
Also, why does the faster jump, like the crouch jump, only work the labyrinth section?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering too.
Yeah, the fast jump, you have to do a neutral jump and then move left or right, and who knows why. That's just how it is.
No,
Yeah,
for
like
me,
a game like
I
you move
I
fast,
have to crouch
only
jump. Hold the diagonal, low diagonal forward.
Oh, I guess crouching would work, because if you're crouching, I guess that would work, because you're technically doing a neutral jump there too. Yeah, you either have to jump in place and then move forward, or I guess crouch jump.
But seriously, great job, Juna. You are moving on. You did pretty dang fantastic. Chris Cater, I think that you did better than some of the people we've seen play this game in the past, but it's just the bracket's hard, and unfortunately you're out, but I really hope to see you next year. We do need your final words for your tombstone, though. So what are your last words?
Before those, I actually plan to join next Ku5ogrande, but not as competitor, but as game master.
Ooh, okay. I'll be interested to see what you send in. And if for some reason we don't choose you as a game master, we can give you the option to still play in the tournament. Just so you know. So don't hesitate to sign up as a game master.
Okay, so you'll have your revenge from the grave.
I'll have my revenge from the grave! Oh, that's a good...
And now, as for the words for the grave, given the game, I only think that only suitable ones will be Omaeva mo Shindeiru.
Okay.
Of course.
You're already dead.
Oh, no! Aw, sad day. Well, thank you so much, Juna. Thank you as well. Both of you take care and have a fantastic Sunday, okay?
All right.
You can breathe, you can breathe.
Breathe, yeah. It's over.
Okay, see ya. Well,
I see it, bro.
see ya. Everybody, we are moving on to the final match of the day. Before we do that, though, I want to give a shout out to Raid Shadow Legends. They are sponsoring us throughout this next week. I'll be playing a little bit of the game tomorrow. I'll probably do either some sub choices or some of the shuffler before then, though. I'm planning to start about 5 p.m. Eastern, so come on over. Yeah, basically, they are giving a decent amount, enough to cover most of the prizes for Ku5ogrande, and frankly, it's more than I make teaching in a month. So this is nuts. Thank you so much, Raid Shadow Legends. I do see that some people have downloaded and played through the tutorial. If you do that, then it counts towards us getting the full sponsorship payout. So consider doing that if you would like a free way to support the stream, because it's definitely helpful. So let's go ahead and run to a quick advertisement, and we will be right back.